Morning, happy Wednesday. My name is Nikki Johnston. I am a CEO and owner of Athena Warrior Training. I've been a personal trainer since 2002 and a registered nurse since 2014. I primarily work as an online fitness and nutrition coach, and I work with everybody. Lately, I've kind of been specializing more in the niche of women who are 40 and up, and that's just because that's where I'm at in my life. But I work with competitors, I work with kids, I work with elderly, I work with people to get off diabetes medications and blood pressure medications and cholesterol medications. I work with the general population to lose weight or whatever your goals are in health and fitness. I am there by your side. And not that long ago, a few months ago, I teamed up with Jakeem Parker with Beyond Eons Productions and Mr. Dante Martin, infamous rapper, and we together have been on the charge, making videos and doing this episode, or a series of episode, hey Remy, called Wednesday Whispers. So I try to come on every Wednesday and we just talk about what's going on in our world. We talk about the episode that came out the week before and kind of highlight what's going to come up in the coming week, months, years, whatever it is. And we are having a blast. So I am going to bring the gentleman on and we are going to discuss Juneteenth on PPAC, at PPAC, which was an event last Wednesday. Hey Dante, I'm bringing you in. And we also had our launch, which went really, really well this past Saturday. And we'll talk a little bit about my episode. And come to find out, there's four parts, not just three, which I was surprised. And I'm super excited about that. All right, let's bring the guys on and we'll talk for a little bit and we'll be on our way. All right. Let's see. There we go. All right, guys, I just invited you. You got to turn on your, oh, it says you turned on your video. You there?
Yeah, hold up. Chill out. You know my phone be doing some funny stuff. Nah, everybody want to call me when I'm on the phone. I mean, when I'm about to go live.
Right.
And then, hold up. My phone be doing some like, why does it sound like my phone's ringing?
I don't know, but go out and come back in because all I can do is hear you. I can't see you.
You can't see me.
No.
You can't see me?
I cannot.
All right. I'll be back.
Okay. All right, Jakeem, where you at? Let's see. Let's try to invite you again. Hopefully you can get on here. Oh, you see him, Remy. I don't see him on my end. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to pull him back on and see what happens. That's weird. Maybe, I'm telling you, Remy, if you ever start doing stuff like this, like lives, this format kind of blows. It's very, 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 very fickle. So there we go.
Now you see me?
Yes. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, yo. Insta Live has a lot of bugs. I believe
Yes,
it because it sounds
Remy,
like
it does.
it sound like my phone is ringing and I'm not even doing anything.
Yeah, it's not your phone. It's Instagram.
Oh, it's Instagram?
Instagram. Yeah, it's the whole setup is not great. You know what we should do since we have done a Facebook Live? We should try doing a YouTube Live and see how
Facebook?
that goes.
All right. Well, I told you most people have that program. That's why they don't. And how come I can't get my mic to work? My mic, look, it just
You
blinked.
did, let me see. Let me see where the.
It's blinking.
Do you have the thing connected? Do you have the little
Of
thing
course, it's
connected on the bottom?
at the bottom of the phone, fully charged.
Where's the other mic?
It's in my house.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe because you're not near a connection. We'll have to talk to Ori about it.
You mean I'm not near a connection? I'm right here.
I know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why. I'm not sure. But try it anyways. Just put it on. Who cares?
Oh, looking like it's in parent mode. Yeah, you know what? That might be interesting. You might got a point there. You know what? Forget this mic. You can hear me clear. Who cares?
Remy, this. Okay, I am not technologically. I'm technologically impaired. Dante's even worse than me.
I don't care. I just pay people. Go.
Exactly.
I don't care.
All right. So okay. There's Jakeem. Why is it saying that? So when you came on, it said Dante Martin's turn on video, and Jakeem just said the same thing. But I couldn't see you. Remy could see you. So I don't know where Jakeem is at. I think it's saying that he's here. Actually, Remy, can you see Jakeem?
Sick Jakeem.
I can't.
You know what it's telling you, Nikki? Okay. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. It said your free trial is over. Your free trial is over. You gonna have
Wait,
to pay.
can Jakeem speak?
Yeah, I can see.
What? Okay, do me a favor. Go back out and come back in because I can't see you. I can't do this if I can't see you. Please.
Yo, Key, my subscription's over. The trial's over. Say, yo, you gonna pay for that program?
This
Oh,
is messed up. Not cool. What the hell?
that's probably what it is. It's probably like because I seen all three too.
You know what I did do? Now this is interesting. Hi, Danny. So you can opt out of AI on Instagram. Actually, what's today? Today's the last day if anyone wants to opt out on AI. I did that. I wonder if it's messing with me because now they can't steal my data.
Oh, that's what you get. Well, how you gonna utilize a free market and think you're gonna get away with taking their stuff and not utilizing you? Like that makes
No,
sense.
I've been fine with that until now. But the problem is that AI will take your information and your pictures and everything that we're doing and throw it out there without us even knowing.
I'm gonna say this again. Okay, here, you know what? What's the best analogy I could use? All right. So you came up with an invention, right? And you got
Right.
somebody borrow with it and they take it and they go get rich. How you gonna feel?
If someone else took my stuff and got rich
I
off of
just
it,
told you came up with an invention, you gave it to somebody else, they took it and got rich. How you gonna feel?
pissed off.
Okay, welcome to Instagram.
Yeah, but they're already
It
monetizing.
doesn't
It's
matter.
not
You're
like it
using
is
my
free. They're monetizing like crazy. I paid for.
you're using my platform for free. You ain't paying me. I'm trying to make money off it. So you want the extra perk and paying for it. Point blank. It's like
There
a
are so
female
many ways to give them money.
it's like a female dating me. That's perks you
Be
paying
that
for.
what? All right, there we go. Let's see if we can get him on.
Because on my end, it sounds like the phone is ringing. That joint is aggravating.
There we go.
I just
This
be
is what happened with you when you came on too.
what?
Do you see it going around the circle?
I don't see nothing. All I see is me and the sky behind.
Wait, you
That's it.
can see me?
I can see you. That's what I mean. And I I can hear you. I can see you. Everything. Yo, just put
Okay.
the show on. People don't care about them problems. They came to be entertained. Entertain them.
Are you
All
not
right.
entertaining?
So hopefully Jakeem can get on here. Um,
No,
yeah, I think.
I heard them.
I
Hey,
heard
Kim,
you.
you there?
I can see both of y'all.
Oh, okay, we can't see you. Okay, there we are. Hello.
Hello.
All right,
Welcome to free
before we get
Whisper
into
Wednesdays where Nikki ain't paying, so they trying to.
Lord. Okay, so before we get into Can We Relate series, I want to discuss our events that happened. So we had Juneteenth on PPAC. Let's kind of do a review of that. I didn't get a chance to go, so let me hear it from your side, Dante, and then hopefully Jakeem can jump in.
What you mean?
Tell us how the event went at the PPAC for Juneteenth.
Oh, my bad. I fumbled. No, the event was awesome. A lot of people. The show was fantastic. Mixed Magic Theater put on a great show. King said he's seen it multiple times. I've seen it for the first time. Excellent show, flawless show, professional show. I think that show should go state to state beyond what we actually seen because that was a great. That's something like even if I paid, I would have been happy with the results because it was a great show.
Okay.
Great show. Great. Also, it was a great crowd, receptive crowd. So that was my view on it, and I definitely know this crowd was receptive because they bought all our shirts but 3.
Yeah.
So
So what type of backgrounds were there? Was it mostly a Black population, or did you see a variety of
everything, it was
backgrounds?
mixed. Everything,
Awesome.
everything. And remember, this is Pride too, so there's a Pride as well. So great
So
crowd.
what type of show was it? It was musical, right? Music based.
Yeah.
So the name of the show was From Free to Freedom,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a mixture of a lot of original songs that was sung by the Mixed Magic Exalt Choir and songs that were created by Ricardo Pizzwali, owner and creator of Mixed Magic. He's been, like I said, I've seen it for many years. I've done sound for it for many years. I've been in the show,
Yeah.
and every year they take it up another level. And it's like it's hard to go and see that show, and like I said before, not feel something, not be like grabbed in and entertained by everything. And then they brought in Valerie Tutson from Rhode Island Black Storytellers. They intersected her into one of the segments where she's telling the story in between. They had interpretive dancing going on.
Mm-hmm.
They had the old school like Phantom of the Opera orchestra piano going. They had everything.
Wow.
It was on point. It was on point.
Awesome. I had the pleasure of meeting Ricardo at our Beyond the Launch, and he is the sweetest thing. My mom and I had such an awesome conversation. She was just immersed in everything he was saying, especially we had talked about dancing and the professional dancers he's met, and his analogies were just so cool. I mean, he's just such a sweet, gentle man, and she's like, he reminds me of my father. But how old is he? Do you know?
Uh, this year would put him at. I'm gonna shoot low because I don't want to say higher than what I think it is. I'm gonna say he's about 73.
Okay, so mommy's the same age as you.
So
But his demeanor is so wise. It feels wise and older.
he like, and that's been part of the journey of knowing him for 20 years. I have met so many people through this man, like the connections that I've made with him, and like he was one of my first like theater teachers in Rhode Island. Like I didn't really go to school for theater,
Yeah.
and I met him at a Brown what do they call it? It was kind of like workshop. I met
Okay.
him at a workshop at Brown, and then a couple months later, next thing I know, I'm in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Mixed Magic Theater. What is it, and how can people get involved if they're interested?
Well, Mixed Magic Theater is a nonprofit, for-profit organization based in Pawtucket at 560 Mineral Spring Ave, and you can get involved literally by walking through the door. They are always looking to expand on people who are interested in the theater and the arts and the technical aspects of it behind it, as far as lighting, stage managing.
Yeah.
They train you. They will work with you. Like I've seen Ricardo like work with people who have no history or no background in acting and whatnot, and by the time he's done, they have a passion and a drive for it like you wouldn't believe.
Wow.
He's worked with so many people. Him and Richard Jenkins, who's also a Rhode Island native,
Okay.
were shown in what is now Trinity Theater. They were like
Okay.
part of the architecture of what it is
Oh,
now. Like,
awesome.
and he didn't make it to the show, but he does pop up every now and then. Um, Rose Weaver, she was there. She was in attendance, and she's a A-list actress herself, also
Okay.
back in Rhode Island. The mayor of Pawtucket was there. He stopped in. There were so many people, so many
Awesome.
people that came in. I seen people I haven't seen in years
Yeah.
up in that place. So they
I
they
would,
definitely are proud.
yeah, I would love to go over there and take some classes. Just like I've always done plays and musicals, but I never knew how to act. I never knew how to sing. I just did it because it was fun and it was just cool. But I never took it to that level. Like for example, like volleyball. You know what I mean? I never took it past what I could actually do or excel at. So I've never like just doing something like that as an adult would be so humbling and I don't know, it would just really I don't know, I think it would define someone's character. It can really bring out who that person is and be able to display who they are all the time.
Oh well, that's nothing but a word. Definitely. All I gotta do is sit you down with him and you say a couple words and that's it. You in.
Yep. Awesome.
That happened at
Dante, are
the
you
launch party.
there?
He's in and out.
I
But
kicked
that's
him off.
I didn't that talking mess about people's free subscription. That's what happens.
Right. We'll love it. So yes, Mixed Magic Theater.
I'm going.
He's just gonna be a random floating head coming in and out through this, just talking. Just
Am I in here or no?
what?
Yeah,
Nope, can't see you.
you moving you choppy right now. You might have to drive to a new location.
Where are you? You just get out of your car.
It's random.
Are you just coming from work?
I don't know.
Beep. All right, so let's get into Camry Relate. I want to kind of go through the the backside of it. How did you know that you? Because we thought we were going to end up with 3 episodes, and you got to the third one, and you're like, "Oh boy, we got more."
Yeah.
So what?
So it's not a whole lot more. I would say it's about solid 15 more minutes, but
Okay,
I didn't want to run over the 30-minute time because I wanted to keep it within that time constraint of the networks that we're working with and all of their requirements because I didn't want to lose any footage
yeah,
because if you like send in something that's like 35 minutes or 39 minutes, 40 minutes, they're going to chop it at 30 regardless. So it's like I wanted to keep it within that time constraint. So I got to the editing and it was like, uh-oh. Uh, so what I didn't do in the last like three, I'm like, okay, I'll add this in here at the beginning. Then we'll do that. Then we'll do that. So it's still like roughly around 15 minutes, but it ends the whole run well.
okay.
So I think
Yeah, I
people,
like where you started off for the third one. I thought it was a perfect another cliffhanger. Not as dramatic as the first one, but it really kept me engaged as to I'm like, what? It's over? Because I'm walking around like this morning listening to it because I'm like getting ready for this, and I'm like, I got to get through the whole thing and realize that it's over. And I like that.
that's kind of like what I like to keep doing is like I found an affinity for doing that when I was in school. It's like I would be doing these small little projects and whatnot, and I've always loved like just watching like movies and TV series. I've always loved that. Like,
Right.
wait, no, now I gotta wait a whole week.
Um,
Come on.
The torture, it was just so, and then the anticipation of getting back in front of the TV to watch it again. And even the commercials were such an experience back in the day. And now I love the speed with which things are going and that we can binge watch certain shows, but I do miss that anticipatory, week. Well, you can still get it on Netflix. Like we watched a few shows that still only come out once a week. So sometimes we'll try to find like 3 or 4 shows to watch at once so that we have coverage, in between, like on the days that we're not watching whatever show, which is nice.
Okay. Uh,
All right, so we had our event Beyond the Launch at Mixed Magic Theater. I thought it was ingenious of you to have the split second to think, oh my God, we have to get into the theater and film this. Like it wasn't even a second thought for you to be like, I'm hearing something in my brain right now that needs to be recorded. Let's go. And everything that ensued after with the question and answer, I just thought was so cool. I think it just made the whole afternoon.
it was like it was a beautiful event overall for those who attended. Like I was sitting talking with my wife, and I was like, you know what? If it was packed, I don't think it would have been as impactful as it was
Yeah,
with the crowd we had. Like everything started with the other side of things as being small and intimate.
yeah,
And that's exactly what we got with our audience. It was a nice, small, intimate. People got a chance to be heard, like fill the room with like everybody's emotions, laughing,
yeah.
joking, side comments, children running around. It was all organic and natural, and I couldn't have been happier with the results.
Good. It was so much more personal and integrated and deeper, more, better connection. And, I was a little bit worried in the beginning, but I mean, it was 3 p.m. I mean, it had just started. So, I
Mhm.
mean, it just kind of gradually built up and built up and built up. And then all of a sudden we have like, what, 20, 30 people there all asking us questions and getting involved. Like that was the coolest thing. Like people weren't shy to really ask questions and learn more about us and like, oh, you care. This is cool.
The whole point of it, like that's why I wanted to have that segment of like that's what part of the main thing for the launch was for me for people to come in right off the street wherever come in and actually get to meet us, see that is like what it is, the same thing that you see now, the relationship, the relationships that we have between us three, the relationships we have with the people around us, like it's all genuine, like this is just who we are. Come ask those questions that you may have like saw an episode and didn't really want to ask online, but like we're here now. Ask us. We really
Yep.
are about this, like communicating. Let's talk.
Yeah, I love that. And I think as we grow, and well, this grows too, we can find a time that will allow us to actually have a little bit more interaction because I don't want that to go away. It's very hard to do something like that in person. And of course, doing it on this, we can reach so many more people. And I love, like, I think if we were to solicit this a little bit more with the time, say, hey, this is coming out, be ready in 2 days. We're doing Wednesday Whisper at such and such time. Bye, honey. Love you. Have a good day. That I think we can get a little bit more people on. So we'll have to kind of like, there's so many things that keep popping up in my head that I'm like, all right, maybe you can get an Instagram trending song. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do that. And I just love that I feel this way about what we're doing because I personally haven't felt that way about my business. And it's morphing into my business. It's giving me things to want to do for my business. Like when I was walking yesterday and I did that reel or the story, like I haven't really put out much stuff for my business. I haven't really been excited about it. And I was like, you know what? It's so beautiful. Let me say something. It doesn't need to be educational. It doesn't need to be factual. It doesn't need to have all these little nuggets. I just want to share that I feel really good and this is what I'm doing to feel good. And what do you guys do to feel good? So I just love that I'm being inspired by what we're doing right now to propel other things in my life. And I hope that's the same for you. And your job can only be so personal and gratifying. But hopefully that you're while you're working, that your wheels are constantly turning and
Oh,
you're excited about, okay, when I get off, I'm going to do XYZ for my business.
I always have that intention, but I get off at midnight. And that drive home, by the time I get home, it's like I do it in the morning.
Yeah,
It's like I want to come home and just jump. Sometimes I do have the energy to come home and like literally just jump on the computer for half an hour or so and do some work.
right,
But a lot of the times I'm getting better at saying, you know what, it's not prevalent right now,
right. So,
but I can definitely, you know, get to it.
right. Well, do you have the ability to write stuff down at work, or are you just always in the machines and you're on your with your hands? You can't really take notes.
Oh, take notes all the time.
Okay.
I got books. Like if you look at my desk, it's like that book's almost full. That's a new
I
book I gotta really get into. That book
three
full.
right here at my desk, like little island that I'm like, okay, one's for to do, one's for my food journal, one's for inspiration.
Oh,
So it's like I need paper and pen. Like I love paper and pen. I hate writing notes on my phone. I really do. I don't enjoy it. I love really writing.
the only time that happens is when it's like I can't find paper or pen. Like I'm tearing up papers and I'm like, I might get in trouble for this, but that's all right.
Let me write on my hand.
Yeah, but I like right now I'm in the process of trying to figure this out because I gotta switch all these episodes into audio for the next step. So
Right.
that's that's part of the project right now. So once I
Yeah,
get a formula for that and understand what I'm doing, I'll be s- transferring all that over. Yeah.
that's a lot. Okay, so we have part four coming out this Sunday, and then I don't know if you've looked at the footage from the launch. That's going to finish out season two.
Yes. And that puts us at 27 episodes.
Ooh.
It'll be our 27th episode into season two.
Wow. And then how long of a break are we going to take?
Well, we like with the next steps of like I was just mentioning and the conversation I was having with Dante and whatnot about as far as like the overall workload and getting those files over to you, the
Okay.
best way is like, would it be cheaper to buy, you know, an external hard drive or would it be cheaper to upgrade your you know, Dropbox or something like that? We got to figure that out that way.
Yeah.
And then we got to bring time in.
Okay.
We got to sit down because if it just dawned on me while I was at the gym. I was like, if Adobe is the way I think it is, now we can share files. So
Okay.
if I can get him in, we get some stuff going where I don't have to be there, and all I got to do is do like the final touches or add the music. That's one less thing that I got to think about, you know, and
Right.
we just keep it moving. That way, y'all could be on the go.
And Ori is fluent in a lot of these programs. So if we want to sit down and get together and have a list of things that we are trying to accomplish on the technology side where he can help, let's get it done. Especially, so basically what we're talking about is me getting a copy of all the episodes so that I can create shorts to be able to put up on as reels on Instagram and Facebook and on YouTube, because we want to make sure that we're still pumping out content along with Wednesday Whispers so that you guys can see little clips and bits from all the shows that we put out. And then if you want to go see the full episode, you can go back to that. And I think that's really important with our chaotic mindsets and low attention spans, that I think that those will move really well. And I want to say to you, Jakeem, I have noticed a lot of YouTubers out now, like the higher level ones, they're starting to talk about their story, how they started. And it's really cool because you get the inside of how long it actually does take to get some momentum. And the biggest thing they say is just keep going, don't stop. Like it could take months. Like 6 months, 9 months, 12 months to get that flow going. And then it was just like, then they take off. And just pumping out content all the time, I think we're going to see a lot more traction and movement. And I think that's going to be the best way to be organic about it and getting whatever the algorithm is. I don't understand any of that crap. But just knowing that what we're doing is great in and of itself, but to reach the masses, I think it's just time and consistency where we're going to really see things blow up.
So my question to you is, now seeing up to part 3 and reliving the conversation that we had, you kept saying that there were things that you started remembering. What were some of those things that you started remembering that was like, oh, I didn't say that, or I left that out? What was that?
Okay, so so as I said, like through high school, I was super prude, didn't really date. You know, we all had a big friends group. It was really weird. So I got to college, like I'm from the suburbs of Chicago, and not to get too detailed, but I was on a co-ed floor, which was amazing. And I remember this one guy, he's like, "You're from Chicago and you're still a virgin?" And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And so it's so interesting the perception that people have of others depending on where they come from, right? And so at the time, I wasn't confident about myself in terms of how I looked or what I wore. Like I still had a lot of issues with my body and how my hair was, and my nose was still big at the time. So I was just trying to be a college kid having fun and not really. I was who I was, and I was self-conscious and shy. I would take pictures hunched over. That was just a normal thing for me. But we were talking about the race thing of me wanting to project my need to show race through my children. But the first guy that I ended up actually dating before my first husband was white. And so I think I really fell for him hard. He was a really good friend for me. I ended up losing my virginity to him. He took me to his parents' house. Like we just developed a really good relationship. Like he kind of like took care of me in a way. Like he bought me this Tommy Hilfiger. Well, Tommy, exclude the name brand, okay? But he bought me like a Tommy sweatshirt. So it was like, that was kind of my introduction into having a real relationship, but we weren't together. And so like, I just think that I don't know what happened between being with him and my first husband, where that thought of race being so important to me came into play.
Do y'all
And I don't,
hear me?
now we can.
Hold on. You just said you was with somebody, you gave your virginity, and you wasn't in a relationship with them?
We had a relationship, but we weren't together.
You was a
I don't know
jump
what we
off?
were. Huh?
You was a jump off?
You better
Uh,
stop.
I need some. No, you know what? You said I had some questions too about them episodes. So hold up, yo, hold up. You're making it because you know what was interesting. One of my questions was, do you think you was cheating on your husband because of the lack of the experience? That was one of my questions.
You mean sexual experience or all of it?
Everything, sexual, all of it.
Oh yeah.
I, I,
I
I
mean, because what was projected from him in the beginning was a lot different than what ended up being in reality. And like, don't get me wrong, like we still had a lot of fun. We enjoyed each other's time. We had a lot of laughs. I got introduced to all of his friends and his family, and like I was immersed in being with him. But there was no progression of it. There was no heightened experience from there. There was no let's learn to love each other above and beyond where we're at. It just kind of flatlined. So
who,
there
the
was,
first guy or the husband?
My husband, my
No,
ex-husband.
no, because see, the more you talk, the more questions you're bringing up. Because it's like, okay, so what happened to the white guy? Why you never got in a relationship with him?
I don't know. I wanted to, but I think I don't know if he already. I don't know. I didn't know his story. I didn't ask questions.
Well, hold on, forget it. I give up. Wait a minute. You involved with a man that you don't even know welcome to what college. Hey, King, that's why I was telling you. It's a different world. Welcome to college. Welcome to
It
college.
is.
See? Welcome to college.
No,
So
he
you
was.
got played.
Not
No,
really. Like if it ended on
No,
understandable
no, no, no,
terms,
no, no, no. When somebody say, yo, okay, there's a reason why words have multiple definitions. There's a reason. Every definition does not mean what you think it means. The point of the matter is, again, if someone hit a word, the V word, I don't mess with women's virginity because you ain't blaming me for whatever you turn out to become. But you hit a V word, you going for a kill. Most dudes, that's what they doing. I want to be your first. I want to mold you.
yeah.
Come on now, that's just how it is. Not all men think like that, but that's how some came up from the hood. B. What kind of facts are those? But what I'm sitting up there
what
saying,
are
see,
you saying?
no, no, I see your face. That's why I said what I said. But what I'm sitting up there saying, if you got with this guy and you gave him something that was precious to you,
Yeah.
how was he not your man or something?
First off, how old were you?
I was.
No, the age doesn't matter because it's just the point of the matter. You still gave him yourself.
How old
I
were
think it was
you?
18 going on to 19.
Okay. 18 going on 19, living away from home for the first time, new experience, sheltered to an extent from the suburbs to a full bustling life of things I only seen on TV.
Right.
And you think somebody's gonna have it all together? And no,
King,
that
Nah.
first of all, I'm not saying up there saying to have it all together. What I'm saying up there saying is basically, first and foremost, when women listen, most of the time women feel a certain way about when they give their virginity. And I'm not saying everybody think the same way, but they feel a certain way. Now the thing about it is, okay, I'm gonna keep saying this. That's why I keep telling you what's their intentions. I keep telling people what was their intention. So her intentions might have been something to be fun. His intention was like, I'm going for the kill. I
Yeah.
don't know. Unless I hear more of the story, because again, I thought your husband was your first because you didn't talk about the first man. So
Right.
that's why. But that's why I had the question of, because I was gonna say based on what you was doing and doing it multiple times, I'm thinking, hey, because one of the things I always say, if I was to marry a virgin, I swear I would want her to go lay with another man before we get married. You know why? Because I want her to have the experience of being with somebody else before she settled down with me.
Right.
Because I don't want her to ever think what it would be like.
Yeah, so we were, like I said, we were really good friends. I trusted him. I felt very comfortable with him. Like he was just, if I was just to jump off, why would he take me to his home? Like you don't bring
Nikki,
me to mama's home and eat grandma's cooking just to get the goodies. He could have gotten anybody on that. We lived in these
I,
towers of kids.
now
Like it wasn't like I was uh, anything
yeah,
special.
yeah, go ahead. Nikki, yeah, Nikki, yeah, you got played.
I
see,
I don't feel like I did. If I felt that way, I think I would have been scarred and hurt, and it would
You
have
don't
led
have
to
to be,
something more.
you don't have to be scarred and hurt to be played. Again, it's like a drug dealer that use his money to get females. He don't care about the money because how he getting it.
Yeah, I no, I don't think so. I mean, I even going back and looking at his character and who he is, I
Let Keem,
truly
hold
think he
on,
was
let Keem speak because Keem had the same. He had the look. That's all I was looking at him like. Go ahead. I want him to say what he's gonna say.
as far as what you said as like no one would take you home to meet grandma, this, that, and third. There are people, there are men who will play the long game. This is called the long game. They're doing all the aspects and traits and tributes to an actual relationship in
right.
order to get to their
Yeah,
goal. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying that is a reality.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I don't know the man from a hole in the wall.
But you know
It's
what? I'm still okay with that because the perception of my experience on my side of things, it felt good, and I didn't feel slighted. I didn't feel like I was being used.
that's
Um,
the part right there. Like, how
yeah,
did you come out of it in
yeah,
the end?
yeah,
Regardless of what it may look like to anybody else, you don't feel any of that. So
right,
it's a win.
I'm gonna say
right. I do know that
this.
I did want a relationship with him, and it did not happen. And
Okay, so pause. Why? So why didn't he?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a race thing. I don't know if it was if he was talking to someone else. I don't really know. Like he was a little mysterious and
Well, hold on. Was he a freshman, sophomore, or junior?
we were both freshmen. We were
Where
both
was he? Where
babies.
was where was he from?
West Virginia.
Boy, and that's not the important part of it. You keep digging
Oh,
into something that doesn't have an answer.
yeah.
Keem. Okay, first and foremost, Keem. I am a full-fledged 100% man. One. Number two, believe me, any trick that could have been used, I either thought about it or I did
Okay.
it. So I'm just telling you.
I'm not
I
saying,
listen.
but
Listen.
where is it going? Like the line of questioning, where are we going with it?
First of all, okay,
No, but
Keem,
we
to
got
be on your
5
side,
minutes because I gotta roll out.
to be on your side, it's irrelevant. But again, if you understand what I just said, I said I didn't know that she had a first before her husband. I thought her husband was her first. That's number one. Number two, the second question I said was because you was inexperienced, is that the reason why you felt yourself cheating because you was getting sexual, let yourself off? Because again, here's the thing, first of all, actually, that could be an episode because I told you I hang around a lot of Portuguese, Italians. I was gonna say white, and I'm telling you, like I'll give you a little example. A white chick could run with the whole football team. She'll sleep with the whole football team. Marry the janitor and she will forget that she slept with the whole football team because she just got that out of her system before she settled down. Some people
Right.
do things like that.
Yeah.
So again, it's like the understandable when somebody's listening to somebody tell their story, you have to put it in a proper context. That's why I keep saying proper perspective.
Hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying the proper perspective because I had these questions. I've watched these episodes over, and I've been listening to little details, and I'm just like, because again, you gotta, like I said, with the question of, she said yes earlier when I said, do you think you was cheating on your husband because you had sexual inexperience or you wanted to explore yourself? See, that's why I thought that he was the first, but now they hear that somebody else was the first. But think about it. She wasn't even anchored in with this person, so she wasn't really in a relationship before she got into the next relationship, which is what I said on the other thing. It's like this man is still trying to find himself as a young man having a child. She's trying to find herself as a young woman going through her experience. I'm a home away from home. I'm dealing with myself or how I don't feel uncomfortable with myself. And it's funny because she's doing that at 19. There's females I know that's 45 doing that right now. So that's why I said if they're saying it's understandable of what's going on. And this is the miscommunication of society right now. So when somebody gets slated, guess what? Now I'm on the attack. That's why I'm asking the question, buddy.
I'm glad you got
You got
straight
all
to the,
that.
I'm glad you got straight to the point. See, this is what I gotta do. I gotta get you riled up to get you straight to the point. Because thank
Pro.
you. The clip, you went straight in. Thank you.
No, I could do that anytime, but I'm just, listen, I told you, as a counselor, as a therapist, when you talk to people, they be asking so many questions. So you got to give them a lot of the things so they don't have to ask the questions later. Because the thing about it is, because they always want to know, how did you get to the avenue you're on? Because they didn't take that destination.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of, like again, King, when I talk to women, and the more intimate women get with me, they realize how much of a good man I am. So when I'm asking them questions that other men haven't asked them, it's foreign to them. Which I sit up there and think, this is simple. I was like, when I was 25, I was doing this with women. Y'all 40s and y'all don't understand this? But again, it's based on people experiencing their interactions.
Right.
So when I'm asking questions, you gotta always remember. That's why I said you gotta read my book, the second book. Most people that read that book, The Ghost in the Machines, I break all of this down. When you're dealing with somebody and you don't know what you're dealing with, sometimes the person is treating you the way they wanted to treat the person that did something wrong to them in the first place, and you don't even know they doing that to you. I had nothing to
Okay,
do with that.
so I want.
No, I
I really do have to go. So we're going to end on this note and going to be really a cliffhanger here. I think for me, from my experience, the fallacy of watching TV and movies of men and women getting together, having sex, making love, whatever you want to call it, was what was in my head of what should have been in my experience. Because you get this all this built up interaction, you get the music, you have all these stars, the moon and the sunset and all this stuff. That's all I saw. That's all I knew of what sex was, right? And so you want that enveloped in your relationship. It's not all about the sex. I'm just saying it's the whole emotion around being with someone. And I didn't understand the downsides of it. I didn't understand the ins and outs. I didn't understand that we're going to have arguments. Like I'm telling you, just a very naive.
super green.
No,
Ooh,
no, and again, and that's the point that I'm saying that these men fell off of you. They knew what they was doing. That's
yeah.
my point.
Yeah, it could. You know what, Dante? It really could be. I'm not going to deny that. I really won't because, again, I can only speak on my experience and how I felt in those moments. Perhaps if I look back and saw what it was, it would make a difference, but I don't think so. Because I was having fun too.
Nah. Yes, honestly, yes, it would. No, it's irrelevant now, but yes, it will make a difference. And on that note, you could go because again, when it comes to relationships, there's a point where you could just get directly to the point, but there's a
Yeah,
point where you have to go in circles because again, everybody's perception is different,
yeah.
and
No,
that's the thing I keep stressing.
I like this. I like this because it is bringing me back to things that I have not really thought of. And that's part of my journey right now because I'm trying to pull things from the past of why I am how I am today. Getting to the bottom of that is going to take a very long time. But if I can start putting some of those pieces together to have a better understanding of myself, it's only going to make my current relationship that much better. And that's what I want. Like when Ori and I get married, this is it. This is we're soulmates. I want to make sure that I'm going into this marriage with as much knowledge and understanding of myself so that we can be two whole people come together and live the rest of our lives.
I'll give you a note before you go with what you just said. That's why I said it's irrelevant, King, because if it wasn't for them dudes doing what they did and what happened, you wouldn't be in the situation you're in right now.
Yeah, it would be a totally different situation. I
Correct.
don't know what it would be. Yeah. But again, we didn't talk about my second marriage either. So
No,
that's a
we don't.
whole another ball game that is many layers. And again, it's deep. But okay, I got to go eat and get to work. And this is Wednesday Whispers episode 18. And we'll be back next week.
Surprise later.
Not saying nothing. See, you can't help yourself. All right, goodbye. Goodbye. All right. Hopefully, we'll have better connection later.
What? I
I
just said
will.
surprise later. What do you?
Whatever.
Wow, just stop.
I'm going to reset my phone. Hopefully, this will go a little bit smoother. All right, guys. Have a great day. Bye.